Did you know that your smartphone, your car, even fighter jets all depend on materials that mostly come from one country, and now that country is locking them up? Earlier this week, China announced sweeping new restrictions on the export of 12 rare earth elements, the metals that literally power modern life. Everything from EV motors and semiconductors to missile systems relies on these tiny, often invisible elements. So what happens when the world's biggest supplier suddenly decides to close the tap? Let's break down how China cornered the rare earth market, what this means for the global tech race, and whether the US or anyone else can fight back. Before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe, and stick around till the end. We're building a global community of curious thinkers who actually want to understand what's happening behind the headlines. Let's hit 500 subs before the end of this month. Your click helps independent creators like us dig deeper into the truth. Part 1. What exactly are rare earth elements? Despite the name, rare earth elements aren't that rare. There are 17 of them. Metals like neodymium, dysprosium, and terbium used in everything from MRI machines to phone screens and electric motors. Think of them as industrial spices. You only need a pinch, but that pinch changes everything. They make magnets stronger, colors brighter, and electronics faster. A single F-35 fighter jet, it needs about 500 kilograms of rare earths just to fly. The problem? These metals aren't easy to mine or refine. The process is toxic, radioactive, and brutally polluting. And that's where China saw an opportunity. Part 2. How China took over. Back in the 1980s, the US was actually the world leader in rare earth mining, but refining the metals was dirty and politically unpopular. So American companies quietly started offshoring the messy part to China. China didn't have the same environmental restrictions, and Beijing quickly realized it had stumbled onto a strategic gold mine. By the early 2000s, China wasn't just producing rare earths. It controlled over 90% of the global refining process. Then came the famous line from Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping, "The Middle East has oil. China has rare earths." And he wasn't wrong. Today, 60% of all rare earth mining and nearly all advanced processing happens inside China's borders. That means if your phone, EV, or even military hardware uses these materials, chances are it's powered by China. Part 3. The new restrictions. As the US-China trade war heats up, Beijing just dropped its latest weapon: new export restrictions on 12 rare earth elements, effective December 1st. Under the new rules, any company making a product that contains even 0.1% of these elements will have to disclose its entire supply chain and get a special export license from the CCP. That's millions of products from EVs to iPhones that could face delays or shortages. It's not an outright ban, but make no mistake, this is economic pressure, a quiet bureaucratic chokehold on the world's tech backbone. Part 4. Why it's such a big deal. You might be thinking, can't the US just mine its own rare earths? Technically, yes. But here's the catch. Refining them cleanly is expensive, politically toxic, and incredibly complex. China's been refining for decades, building entire universities and industries around this process. They've mastered techniques like producing ultra-pure dysprosium used in advanced semiconductors that no one else on Earth can currently replicate at scale. And rebuilding that know-how could take 5 to 10 years if Washington stays focused long enough. Part 5. Why the US is struggling to catch up. Sure, the Pentagon is investing in companies like MP Materials to restart domestic production. There are also talks with countries like Ukraine and Greenland for alternative sources. But here's the reality. Rare earth processing isn't just a mining issue. It's a full supply chain ecosystem that China built while everyone else was looking away. From mining and chemistry to magnets and robotics, China owns every step. So even if America digs up the ore, it still has to ship it to China to be processed. That's like trying to beat Starbucks while buying your coffee beans from Starbucks. Part 6. We've seen this movie before. If this all sounds familiar, it is. Back in 2010, China briefly cut off rare earth exports to Japan after a dispute over the Senkaku Islands. Prices skyrocketed, panic spread, and for a few months the world scrambled to find alternatives. But when the dust settled, everyone just went right back to buying from China because they were cheaper, faster, and better. Unless Beijing overplays its hand this time, history might just repeat itself. Part 7. The bigger picture. This isn't just about minerals, it's about technological leverage. In the 21st century economy, whoever controls the materials behind green, tech, AI, and defense controls the future. And right now, that's China. So what do you think? Is China simply protecting its own resources, or is this a warning shot in the global tech war? Can the US realistically catch up, or has China built an advantage too deep to challenge? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and share, so more people understand what's really powering the modern world. Thanks for watching, and remember, Sometimes the world's biggest battles aren't fought with weapons, but with the elements beneath our feet.